Good afternoon, sir.
Vasu, what's your name? Vasu Jain.
Yes, sir. Vasu Jain.
Vasu, you need a haircut. When is your interview?
The 3rd of August. I will do
Oh
that.
my
I will
God.
get it done, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, because. Okay, tell us quickly about yourself, Vasu.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am Vasu Jain. I am a resident of Delhi. I have done my schooling from Lovely Public Senior Secondary School, wherein I was the head boy. Then I have pursued BSc LLB from Gujarat National Law University. And during my college time, I have interned with various organizations like the Honorable Supreme Court of India, the Honorable Delhi High Court, and various law firms. So presently, I am mentoring students with respect to law entrance examinations. And recently, I have been selected as Assistant Commandant in Central Armed Police Forces.
Oh, great.
Thank you, sir.
That's nice. Are you going to join that?
Sir, I have not given a serious thought to that. However, joining would be later this year. So
No,
before
but,
that.
later. But does the UPSC know about this? Is
Yes,
there
sir.
in the form? In the
Yes,
form
sir.
it is there?
Yes, sir. It has been mentioned in the DAF.
I have not seen your DAF. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, what is your optional for the UPSC Civil Services?
Sir, law.
Law. Very good. Let me ask you some very simple question. I am not
Yes,
a lawyer. What do you understand by rule of law?
So rule of law basically means that the governance would be within the counters of the legal domain. And Professor A.V. Dicey has given 3 principles of rule of law. The first being supremacy of the constitution, second being a written constitution, and third being predominance of legal spirit.
Okay. Does it mean equality before law? If nobody is above or below law?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why don't
is
you say it
within.
in simple term? Rule of law means no one is above law. That is the real thing, you know. In reality, things may be different. Okay, what is rule by law? This is rule of law. What is rule
Yes,
by
sir.
law?
Yes, sir. So rule by law also means that the governance is by the legal procedure. However, in rule by law, it is basically said that the the law might be arbitrary, or it might not be reasonable. So the basic difference between rule of law and rule by law comes with respect to the arbitrariness of the legal principles. Rule of law essentially entails that the law has to be reasonable, and rule by law might not be that case.
No, but you have countries where you have more than one law. They have their constitution, they have their Shariat law, the Pakistan, for example. Then that is rule by law. Which rule? That is a question. Okay, that is rule by law. Now, WTO. Huh? There is a, nowadays because of endemic, these problems, we have what is known as compulsory licensing.
Yes, sir.
The WTO. What is this concept of compulsory licensing?
So in the intellectual property rights, specifically with respect to patent rights, compulsory licensing entails that the patent holder might be compulsorily forced to license his patent to some other company or to the government. That can be done in some exceptional circumstances wherein the public need arises. That in the Indian law, in the Indian Patent Act, that has been provided under section 84 to 92.
Okay. Now, this because of pandemic, mostly it refers to the drug items.
Yes, sir.
Compulsory licensing is reference to drugs only. Because the poorer country, the African country, now India also wants for certain, because of endemic, this concession. So it's basically concession available only to the drug industry, the drug manufacturers. Compulsory, they'll have to share. That is the idea. Very good. Now, what do you understand by non-tariff barriers?
Yes, sir. So when we are talking about international trade and business regime, certain countries can have some restrictions, and those restrictions can be tariff restrictions or non-tariff restrictions. In non-tariff restrictions, it could be like some quota has been fixed, or some qualification has been made with respect to certain goods, or phytosanitary measures could be there, which do not essentially pertain to the tariff restrictions. So those are non-tariff restrictions.
Now, child labor, it is tariff or non-tariff barrier? Child labor?
So I feel that child labor is not allowed in any of the country, because WTO, as WTO is a multilateral organization, similar is the ILO.
No. The question is whether it's tariff or non-tariff. It's a non-tariff barrier.
Yes,
You
sir.
see. Now, which is more difficult to fight? The tariff barriers or the non-tariff barriers?
So I feel that it both are difficult to fight, and it depends on the type.
No. Both are not equally bad. The tariff barriers you can fight because you know the quantum of tariff.
Yes,
You can argue and force them to lower. The non-tariff barriers is a very subjective type of thing. Child labor, quality of product, sanitation condition. These are very different. Each can have his own standard.
yes, sir.
Okay. So they are very difficult to fight. You may do any investment, they will still say, oh, no, it's not good enough. Your toilets are okay, but not that good. So what do you do? That is the one thing. You are from
Thank
which
you.
state? You said you are from Delhi? No.
Yes, sir. Delhi.
Oh, you are from Delhi proper. Okay. Now, Delhi, how many gates are there? Historically, the gates. Can you name some of them at least?
Sir, I'm not aware of the numbers, but there are different gates like Ajmeri Gate, Kashmiri Gate. These are some of the gates which are coming to my mind, sir.
Oh, hardly two. Now there are a number of them. Find out more about Delhi.
I'll read about it, sir.
That's very important. Okay. Now your optional is law, you said,
Yes,
right? Sure. What is international law?
So, international law is the body of rules and principles governing the sovereign nations, the relation between sovereign nations. And if I quote Bentham has said it is the law between nations, law of the nations and law between the nations. So a law which is regulating the relation of sovereign countries, that is international law.
Okay. Finally, what are your hobbies? Huh?
Sir, I am a regular practitioner of Vipassana meditation, and I write emails to editors and legal accommodations.
Now tell me something about this meditation, Vipassana meditation. What is the meaning of this word?
So Vipassana is a Pali word which means to observe. So in Vipassana meditation, we are observing the reality as it is.
Observing the reality.
Yes, sir.
Reality. Okay. Yes, what exactly you do?
Yes, sir. So in that we focus on our bodily sensations. These small sensations which are there in our body from head to toe, we observe that. And it is a 3-step process wherein we first start with Anapana, that is focusing on our breath to have concentration. And then the second step is Vipassana, then in which we focus on our bodily sensations. And third one is metta meditation, wherein we wish good for the whole human, for the whole world.
Did you learn it somewhere or by YouTube or what? How did you learn this? Or you have a guru? Huh?
Yes, sir. So I have attended a course in Pushkar, and my guru was Shri Narayan Swami.
But Guru Purnima is there today or yesterday, or when is it? Guru Purnima? You should be knowing.
So both the days we are celebrating Guru Purnima because of the Hindi calendar. So yesterday, half of yesterday and half of today.
So have you done anything for your guru? At least thought of him?
Yes, sir. Sir, in yesterday's meditation in the night, during the metta meditation, I wished good for him.
Very good. Okay. Sinha Saab, over to you.
Yeah. Vasu, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I am good, sir.
Okay, good. What is the meaning of your name, Vasu?
Sir, Vasu would essentially means everything, that is encompassing everything. However, if I talk about Jain mythology, Jain religion, it has been taken from the name of 12th Jain Tirthankara, that is Shri Vasupujya Swami.
And what is Vasuki?
So, if I'm not wrong, Vasuki was the name of a serpent which was there in the Samudra Manthan.
And what happened after it was found in Manthan? Then what followed, you say?
So, in the Manthan, there were Asurs on the one side and Sur on the other side. And they both were churning the Sumeru Parvat to extract things out of it. And once wish came out, that is poison came out, which was offered to Lord Shiva. And then subsequently,
Since Manthan, where was Vasuki, you see?
so Vasuki was around the Parvat, the mountain, and one of the hand was with the Asurs and the other hand was with the Surs.
And where is Vasuki at present, you say?
So this I'm not aware of.
He is garlanding the neck of Lord Shiva, you say, isn't it? Acha, Vasu, if you are given do you aspire to become a judge of the High Court or the judge of the Supreme Court of India?
So that would be a very prestigious honor to 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 go to such high reputation institutions.
Fine, it will be prestigious for everyone. But the question is, do I aspire and do you aspire? So I'm asking, do you aspire to become judge of a High Court or Supreme Court? Because you have seen all that. You know, you have worked with a judge of the Supreme Court of India.
Yes, sir.
You have written judgments. You have been a winner of all that. That's why I'm asking. I don't ask this question to everyone. So do you aspire to become a judge of the High Court or of the Supreme Court?
Sir, I'm not. I might be. I'm not able to answer. I've not given a thought about it, sir.
So give it a thought now.
Sir, in future, if the circumstances are such, then it can be, because the eligibility criteria for a judge is also a qualified, distinguished lawyer. However, at present, I am more keen on becoming a civil servant, sir.
I think, my dear, you are becoming too bureaucratic in your answer. Either you should say yes, given opportunity, yes. Why not?
Yes.
I mean, who wouldn't like? Would the
Yes, sir.
Cabinet Secretary of India not like to become, if the option was there, like in pre-independence days, to become judge of the Supreme Court? Go and ask him. He will say, sure, sir, next day, this moment.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But then I find your career to be so brilliant, law background, to be so brilliant, that, and with your, you see, I don't know, sir, if you have seen winner of National Judgment Writing Competition, paper on labeling of GM crops, international journal, student research scholarship under legal history department, and then deputy leader NGO, counseled underprivileged students. What not is there? And then the guy wants to get into IAS. What will you do in IAS? Yeah? फाइल में जजमेंट लिखोगे कि नोट्स लिखोगे as proposed और साइन करते रहोगे?
Sir, I feel that as an IAS officer or as a civil servant, there would be great avenues for me to work in different arenas, and also the impact which a civil servant can create in the society would be tremendous and instant. So these are one of the.
You are saying that the judgments of High Court and Supreme Court, they don't have impact on the society.
No, sir.
They have tremendous impact.
My apologies, sir, if that message has been conveyed. That is sure. Supreme Court and High Court surely have that honor. However, at this tender age, I feel that civil servant would be the best career choice, because of the diversity of work there, the satisfaction which one would derive, and the societal impact which one can create.
Okay, let me accept that. Are you aware of Disaster Management Act?
Yes, sir.
When was it passed and who passed it?
So it was passed in the year 2005, passed by Parliament, and it was under the 97th entry of List 1, that is residuary powers.
Okay, that's very good. But tell me, what is the definition of disaster in that act?
Sir, I'm not aware of the word-to-word definition. Verbatim, I'm not aware. However, it mentions any accident or any hazard which have a repercussion on the population of the of an area, that would, whether man-made or natural, that would be a disaster.
Why do we write preamble, or the preamble is used in Constitution for the act? What do we say to, before the act formally begins, in terms of sections, etc.? What is written, you see? And what is the purpose of that?
So I feel that preamble basically gives a clarificatory or gives an introduction to the whole statute. It tells it provides the gist of the whole statute in the preamble. Secondly, in case of interpretation of the statute, when there is some ambiguity in the provisions, then the preamble can help as a supporting arm in interpretation. So for better interpretation of the statute in one particular direction, preamble is used with respect to interpretation.
Okay, good. Thank you, Vasu. Thank you.
Thank
Over to
Thank you.
Thiagarajan.
Yes, Tyagarajan?
Thank you, sir. Vasu, I've been hearing you. Wonderful. Your background is really impressive. What do you think of this? The discussion going on about the sedition law. The argument is it's colonial legal provision, and we are unnecessarily living with it. It is no more relevant except to harass inconvenient people. That is the argument, counter argument. So, as a legal pundit, what's your opinion, Vasu?
So with respect to section 124A of the IPC, I will not deny that there are certain objections to this provision when it comes to misuse of the provision and the colonial nature of this provision. Having said this, in my opinion, I believe that it is a very much required law given the social economic conditions of the nation and also the internal security aspect of the country. But what we need to look at it is the prevention of misuse, not the repealing of the statute of the provision per se. Because when we see the legally, if I can talk about, when we see the provision, there are three explanations to the provision. And out of the three explanations, two provide that only the case of incitement can this section be invoked. So each and every disaffection or criticism cannot amount to sedition. This has been clarified in the statute, provision itself. So we just I feel that we need to work upon the sensitization of the executive machinery, prevent the misuse of this provision, and in that case, the concerns about this provision would be taken into consideration.
Vasu, in fact, India is a very aspiring nation. We have arrived, and on many fronts, we are as good, if not better than the advanced countries. But when it comes to justice delivery system,
Yes, sir.
particularly criminal justice delivery system, we are nowhere. The situation is abysmal, if I may use the word, and you would agree with me, given your background. So when we want to be there on the high table, here it's a black hole, lakhs and lakhs, millions of cases go into the black hole and never see the light. And this can be very, very dangerous in criminal justice system. Krishna here said, bail or not jail.
Yes, sir.
Except a few high-profile cases which are discussed in the media, highlighted in the media, there are any number of ordinary Indians Gandhiji had in mind. They go into the system, the vortex of the system, then they do. We forget them. We do not. They are faceless, and there are thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of them, counting to 1 million or so at any given point of time in the Indian jails. Now, this we cannot have. This is an anomaly. On the one hand, we aspire to be an advanced country, and here in the justice delivery system, particularly criminal justice deliveries, because it concerns human beings, and they are there. This is totally anomalous and inconsistent with what we are saying. So, as a lawman, and one who has worked in the Supreme Court for a brief while. So what is your perspective? What are your solutions? How are we going to address this humongous problem?
Yes, sir.
Vasu.
Yes, sir. So if we see the criminal justice system, there are 5 major pillars of criminal justice system. And when there is a problem in this justice system, I feel that all the 5 pillars need to work towards solution. So the first one being the institution of the court itself. So in that case, I feel that if we can reduce the burden of proof as recommended by the Mallimath committee. So Justice Mallimath has said that rather than going for proving beyond reasonable doubt, we can go with clear and convincing argument.
Vasu, I got your point, but I think that's a too broad a question. We may not be able to see the end of it. But do you remember a case called Hathras gang rape last year?
Yes, sir.
You are broadly aware?
Yes, sir.
What is it about?
So that was a very...
Yeah, let me be more pointed because there's no time left. You know, last September, a girl was found, her neck strangulated, taken. Later, she comes out with a statement. And then, unfortunately, 14 September, 29 September, she dies in Delhi in a hospital. Remember? And then that brought the skies down, so to say. Everybody who was in the field, virtually running amok. Media, print media, electronic media, full of it. Then the government filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court thereafter. DM, I mean, SP was straight away suspended, SP and everybody. DM, they said, at least unko transfer kar dijiye. Everybody, and then High Court said, Lucknow branch, and the ADGP tried to say something about the case. Is that shut up? Everybody was summoned. All the higher ups, all the DGP, Chief Secretary or Additional Chief Secretary, they all went to Lucknow. The government handed over to CBI, 25 lakhs to the victim, a government job, a government house. This even before the case had begun, criminal investigation. Does it not make, I would not say, but does it not make, if you don't mind, does it not make a mockery of the system, the media trial? Now, you know, the accused, and immediately all the 4 people were arrested, they are still in jail. They are still in, they have not got bail, because Supreme Court also moved it, honorable, with due respect, and they said it's an extraordinary case, and then CRP was asked to guard the house of the day. Very, very extraordinary situation. This I am citing just to illustrate the kind of state in which criminal justice system is there. Now, the question I am coming to is, what kind of a justice you will get to the 4 boys who are inside? They are not boys actually. They are disparate. One is 30, married, another 4, etc. Now, you know, the elementary thing is they are presumed innocence. In the eyes of law, they are still innocent. It is 1 year practically gone. The case is not taking off because the witnesses are not coming forward. No, this is a case in the name of justice to the victim where nobody denies. But are we not doing injustice? They may be guilty, they may be innocent, but as of now, they are innocent. That means innocent people whom at least we know, the nation knows, they are rotting in the jail. So what is your opinion about this? This media, this kind of a media trial, what does it illustrate? Vasu, very briefly, because we are running out of time.
So I acknowledge that media trial is an issue with respect to criminal justice system. And I think there are 2 major parts to it. First would be media trial, second would be the rights of the accused. So coming to the rights of the accused, I think we need to give them legal representation, and fair chance of hearing should be given to them so that their side is also heard in the court of law. And in case the prima facie case is not made out against them, bail should be granted to them. Coming to the issue of media trials, sir, I feel that sensationalization of news should be taken into consideration. This was also raised before the newspaper ombudsman, and one of the solution put forward was that self-regulation of media, which can take care of such media trials. And second, sir, I feel that within every media house there should be a legal correspondent, so that he or she can update the media house about the legal developments in a much better fashion, so that partial developments in legal fields are not recorded, and sensationalization of news is not done in media. So these things could be done. I think media trial could also be somewhat regulated.
Thank you, Vasu.
Thank you, sir.
I'm done.
Thank you, Vasu. Really, nothing much to add. You are very good. Okay, your interview is when? June. Sorry.
3rd of
3rd
August.
of August.
3rd of August.
Okay, it's good in a way. Now, keep track of happenings in Parliament.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so, and other than that, the newspaper, current affairs, you are very good. Your record is very impressive. Huh? So, maintain the same tempo and tenor of replying. Okay, good.
Yes,
Have a haircut.
sure, sir. I'll get a haircut and also the shaving done.
Yeah, that of course you will do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, Vasu, you are left with just about 10 days.
Yes,
Isn't
sir.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you got a very good background, Yeah, got a very good background. I think your personality, body language, etc., they're generally good. I think I've nothing more to add, but maybe in some other interview, someone had said that constant grinning, at times can be misinterpreted, you see. Because if there is a question, serious question, and then you
Yes,
are
sir.
grinning,
Yeah,
there can
don't
be
do that.
miscommunication.
Yes.
Miscommunication. So kindly practice that. You just got to be little bit more balanced, kind of. You can't be too serious.
Yes, sir.
If you're too serious, I would advise you not to do that.
Yeah.
At the same time, so that balance will really help you. See, and I think nothing else in these 10 days. I would say don't bother too much.
Yes.
You are generally good, very good, I would say. With little bit of preparation, you see, to remember just 2-3 things. One is the personality test is not about what you say, but how you say it.
Yeah.
Your temperament, how you are interacting, how you are engaging in the discussion, etc., etc. They are far more important than the content. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that wrong or absurd content will be permissible, you see. Okay, so I hope you get my point. You see, so it's more about how you interact, how your temperament, your thought process, etc. Your analytical ability. I mean, if you say कि सर किसी चीज में तो ये I'll have to think. If I said, if you have the option, will you like to become a judge? Well, of course, everyone will require at least some moments to think, some time to think. Sometimes it can be few days also. But then the counter question can be that if you are a DM, you are in the field, something may happen which may not allow you even a moment to think. You see, there are two things in which you can't take even a moment to think. One is fire. You can't think. If there is fire, you got to save something, you can't. Second is someone is drowning. That's not the time to start thinking कि क्या करें नहीं करें. बचाना है तो आप the moment you say you. So, there are different kinds of situations I am just telling you. Isn't it? So one has to
Yes, sir.
appreciate this, and you yourself have got a very distinguished background. I'm very much impressed with your background, and not just the course which you did, but what you have done along with that and after
Yeah.
that, you see. So I think with these and the current affairs, as Srinivasan sir, the chairman sir said, kindly, prepare on that. Just go through, I can't tell you to be serious, but go through the keywords in your DAF 1 and 2.
Yes, sir.
They can lead to a lot of questions, and those are the expected category, you say, because those are the words you are supplying to the board. Literally, you are placing it before them. If it is Vipassana, you have given them the word to ask you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So there's nothing surprise about it. If they ask you and they go into a little bit depth also or range also, because they want to see, especially hobbies, have the candidates written it just for the sake of filling the space, or do they really mean that it is a hobby, they have an interest in that kind of area? Okay, so all the best. God bless.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sure you can make it, you say.
Yeah.
You
Thank
will.
you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Tyagarajan.
Vasu, I have nothing more to add. Only one thing I will say.
Yes, sir.
A lawyer, you see, when I deliberately drew upon this Hathras case, you were almost on the exactly what I wanted to hear. But when you said media were sensationalizing the news, yeah, that is correct. But then as a lawyer, every comma, full stop word, what I meant was the accused, the case have been prejudiced. Prejudiced. That means, for all we know, they may be innocent. There is an alternative hypothesis. The victim's brother perpetrated it, mother accused. It's an honor killing, equally. But that is gone because, that is gone means the case, these four accused have been prejudiced because High Court coming in, Supreme Court coming in. So this is a very horrible state of affairs. This is not the only one-off event. It is happening all over in Orissa, everywhere. That is something you as a lawyer should appreciate it. So in that sense, so you have to be, in the given time, you have to use the right. I expected to hear the word, they have been prejudiced. Sensationalist is what layman would say. That's all. Otherwise, fantastic. You'll do well. All the best, Vasu. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Very
right.
good.
God bless.
One thing to suggestion, no more mocks. Instead, you read. Now about Gandhinagar, you are from Gandhinagar, right?
Yes, sir.
Last school. Now, lot has been done in the last 1 week in Gandhinagar. The new railway station, the 5-star road, the convention center,
Okay.
developments in Gandhinagar also keep track.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Bye. God bless. You can leave the Zoom meeting.
Yeah,
or-
you can. Yes.